Coming up, more questions and answers surrounding the discovery of a missing man found dead. And a leading gaming operator speaks on the way forward for the industry. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Now in HD. Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kendino Knowles, and welcome to the weekend edition of The Bahamas Tonight. Well, police making a gruesome find in western New Providence today. Officers tell us they were called to a bushy area where they were later led to the body of a man who police say may have been missing for days now. Jared Higgs was on the scene and has the latest.
The relatives of a missing New Providence man may have had their greatest fears realized today. Shortly before 11, officers were alerted to a western road in the vicinity of the Clifton Heritage area, where the badly decomposed body of a man was found. Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson explains how his team was alerted to the scene.
Police officers from the Western Police Station, along with detectives from the Central Detective Unit, conducting investigations into the discovery of a vehicle parked in a suspicious manner just in the area of Heritage at Clifton Pier. The responding officers discovered that the name on the license disappeared to have been a reported missing person.
Now, upon entering the bushes, investigators say they discovered the decomposing body.
Investigators checking the nearby bushy area discover a male hanging from a tree with a rope around the neck. We are trying to determine exactly what happened here. It's very early in our investigation, and so as we get more information, we'll be able to make it available to you.
Passers-by say they noticed the blue Kia vehicle parked there for some time now, and from all indications, police believe the victim could be the owner of the blue Kia Rio. Police say relatives of the deceased filed a missing report on May 25th after not seeing him since May 22nd. Now, that report was filed at the Nassau Street Police Station, and police have launched a full investigation to determine exactly what occurred and how this missing man ended up dead in this deserted area of New Providence. Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.
A security officer also shot while on duty at a local nightclub last night. Police say the officer, who is 38 years old, was working at a club on Key West Street around 2 o'clock this morning when he denied two men entry into the establishment. Police say the men left the club and returned a short time later armed with a handgun and shot the security officer multiple times about the body. The two gunmen were told fled the scene on foot, and the victim is said to be in critical condition in hospital. And a man and a woman are now hospitalized as a result of two separate stabbings. The first incident unfolded shortly before 4 o'clock yesterday when the victim, who was involved in an altercation with another man on New Bowl Street off Blue Hill Road, was stabbed several times about the body with a bottle. Police say he was transported to hospital where he is detained in serious condition. A 53-year-old man of Wrights Lane was taken into custody in connection with that incident. Now, the second incident, which happened around 11 o'clock last night, involved three women, one of which was stabbed multiple times about the body following an altercation on Carmichael Road. Police say she was taken to hospital and is said to be in serious condition. Investigations are ongoing. Well, that nagging fire at the city dump that burns for days and in some cases up to weeks at a time has resurfaced. It's the second fire at that site in recent weeks. Director of Fire Services, Superintendent Walter Evans, telling ZNS News the fire unit was alerted to the blaze shortly after 10 o'clock last night.
It was a large heap of pallets that was burning, and because of that, there were some challenges we had last evening, access and heavy-duty machines. However, during the course of the evening, the fire was contained.
Now, Superintendent Evans said the cause of the blaze is still unknown, but the focus now is on keeping the fire from spreading to nearby businesses.
We implemented our plan, which was to protect the businesses which were in the nearby vicinity. And during the course of the night, we were there throughout the night. And at this stage, there's been a number of private agencies, entities which have been deployed by the company down there, and they have several water trucks and we are there as well. And there are also several heavy-duty machines which are there as well to assist in the suppression of this fire. Residents may become concerned by the heavy plumes of smoke, where they can rest assured that we will ensure that the fire doesn't spread, of course, with the use of heavy-duty machines.
With debate expected to begin soon on the long-awaited gaming bill, one of the leading web shop operators says he remains optimistic about the future of this industry and its impact for the local economy. Chief Executive Officer of FML Group of Companies, Craig Flowers, says details are still being worked out with the government.
I know that the government is working very, very hard with ourselves and with all facets to meet the deadline of July 1st. We all are giving it our best to provide the necessary support for the government to make this deadline. It's going to be very tight, but we believe it's achievable.
Now, Mr. Flowers shared more on his role in the discussion phase as it relates to the regulation of the industry. Once regulated, he says the industry could prove quite beneficial to the country's development.
I've taken a position personally from inception that it's not about what is so apparent, the monetary value or the monetary gain from the industry, but more so cleaning up the industry to make it presentable so that the country will benefit from it. And my mission is very close to fruition because of the fact from the day I started down the line of trying to make this possible, that one day it will be turned into an industry and be handed back to the Bahamian people. For that, I would be grateful if I can live long enough to see that happen.
Well, the island of Grand Bahama is set to see new economic development surfacing soon as investors instrumental in a massive project in East Grand Bahama are moving forward with their plans. Former Minister of Housing Ken Russell, who also served as the Member of Parliament for High Rock, says he hopes to get a final decision soon from government on that investment. Janae Noel Ferguson has been following this story.
Former Minister of Housing and MP for High Rock, Kenneth Russell, says the controversial proposed project for East Grand Bahama that got him ousted from the Ingram administration is gaining more traction with the Christie government.
The project itself consists of about eight hotels, a cruise port that can handle about 8 ships, a marina, mega yacht marina, schools, hospitals, sports complexes, all the touristic stuff that you need. In fact, what we need to do at the missile base, we have a major airline company right now that's working with us to turn it into a fully international airport, and they too would like to move their South American, Central American and Caribbean base to Grand Bahama.
Although Prime Minister Perry Christie had previously stated that the project was under consideration, but developers had to put their money where their mouth is to prove financial stability, Russell, who was present for the reading of the budget communication Wednesday, said most of the issues have been resolved.
Financing has never been our issue. It's been the government issue, not ours. We always had financing. Now our problem was what did the government need for us to prove that we had the money? And we believe that we have resolved most of those concerns, yes.
He confirmed that the proposed development involves Chinese partners, but explained that there are still some local hiccups.
This from China is supposed to be here in the next couple of weeks, along with the last document that we need to present to the government, and hopefully that will happen, and we will get our go ahead. But we are experiencing some local difficulties that we're trying to work on to resolve. Once the Chinese comes, and if they when the document is shared they're supposed to bring, I think everything will be okay.
Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come in the weekend edition, a Bahamian company on the road to continued success. We've got the story straight ahead.